This is LSAT Prep Test 135, Section 3, Passage 3. It is a comparative or dual passage set about why blackmail is illegal. Medium difficulty passage. The passages are not hard to read individually. The danger is in blending them together in your head because they both talk about blackmail, but they're built on completely different logic. Now, Passage A frames blackmail as a paradox. Passage B treats it as being no big deal. That gap is the whole game here. Now, Passage A, Paragraph 1, you want to slow way down here. The author is doing something specific. They're making you feel stuck. You've got two perfectly legal acts: revealing embarrassing information and asking someone for money, but they become a crime when you combine them. And so the author is listing out the legal rights on purpose. Free speech, the right to seek money. They want you nodding along thinking, yeah, those are legal. So the paradox hits even harder. This paragraph is set up, but it's load-bearing. If you skim it, you're not going to feel the weight of the problem, and the solution in paragraph 2 is not going to click. Now, paragraph 2 is the most important paragraph in either passage where you slow way down. The author offers a real answer to the paradox. Blackmail is criminal because of its triangular structure. It's got three parties, not two. The blackmailer threatens the victim, but the leverage comes from harm that third parties would cause. The victim isn't paying to stop the blackmailer from doing something. The victim is paying to stop other people from reacting. And that distinction matters enormously. The author calls this the state's chip, meaning the blackmailer is grabbing enforcement power that belongs to the government and using it for personal gain. If you flatten this into a simple person A threatens person B story, you're going to pick wrong answers. Now, passage B, you want to pick up the pace. The passage here is more descriptive and less tricky. Roman law didn't have a separate blackmail category at all. Roman jurists just looked at any action and asked two things. First, did it cause harm? Second, was the action itself legal or illegal? That was the whole analysis. Now, paragraph 1 of passage B gives you that system in a few sentences. Don't overthink it. The key point is what's missing. There is no paradox. Rome never combined two legal acts and asked why the combination was illegal. They just didn't think that way. Now, paragraph 2 of passage B is where students tend to get tripped up. The Roman assumption was that revealing someone's shameful information caused real harm, so the burden of proof shifted. The person holding the information had to prove they had a good reason to reveal it. And here is the part most people read too past. The truth was not enough. Even if the information was true, it was only protected if it served a legitimate purpose and involved something the public had a real interest in. So that word only is doing a lot of work in the Roman framework. You don't want to blow past it. Now, the key move here, these passages are not offering competing answers to the same question. They're asking completely different questions. Passage A asks, how can combining two things that are legal create a crime? Passage B asks, does this action cause harm? And is there a justification for it? Rome never faced the paradox because Roman law was not built on individual rights that needed to be reconciled. It was built on harm. Different starting point, different system, no contradiction to resolve. Now, the biggest trap in this passage set is treating passage B as if it solves passage A's problem, but it doesn't. It avoids it. Any answer choice that says Roman law resolved the blackmail paradox or answered the question passage A raises is wrong. Rome didn't answer the question. Rome never even asked it. Now, the author of passage A is analytical. They're genuinely wrestling with a legal puzzle and offering the triangular structure as a real explanation. The author of passage B is more neutral. They're describing how a different legal system worked without saying it's better or worse. You want to watch out here for attitude questions that try to make passage B's author sound more opinionated than they are. Now, before you hit the questions, you want to check yourself on three things. First, can you explain the triangular structure without looking back at the passage? Remember, it's three parties here, not two. Second, why didn't Roman law produce a blackmail paradox? It's because it's a different system with different starting points, different assumptions. And third, in the Roman framework, what had to be true for revealing shameful information to be legal? The truth alone wasn't enough. You had to have a legitimate purpose and public interest. If you're solid on those three questions, you're going to be ready.